Welcome to VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. Football? Yes, it is time for some football. Well, not actually playing. You get it though. You get it. FIFA has a new plan to, I guess, prevent teams and clubs from hoarding players, so they're changing the loan system. You probably should go have a look-see at that, because I'm not going to go and break down the extreme detail of the matter, because each year up until it gets rectified until 2024, it's going to limit, and I'm guessing it is there to prevent the big teams from hoarding players out on loan, for the big teams to stockpiling a large number of players, whereas other teams cannot. So I'm thinking that this has something to do with the collective or the competition balance. I'm thinking this has something to do with competition and basically making it more fair for teams, smaller teams up against larger teams. I understand the spirit of the new regulation, but I don't really know if it's going to work or not, because the framework in itself is somewhat questionable. Because players under 21, do they get exempt? And then you have, all right, if they're from the same country, playing in the same country, do they get exempt? Then you have, okay, they can only do it a maximum of a year or minimum of 2 transfer periods or something to that nature. I get the spirit of it. I understand the spirit of it, but we are talking FIFA here. We are talking FIFA. FIFA's checkered past is well documented. So I'm not really trusting the system until I see the system and until I see the system in action. But from the outside looking in and looking at it right now, yeah, it's different. It's somewhat new, but will it have the outcome that it apparently supposed to be projecting to the rest of us or presenting to the rest of us? Will it have that outcome? Or are we going to get some other way that clubs would do to get over the rule? Or is this going to create, let's say, some clubs, will this create some clubs to just not necessarily abandon the loan system, but just have those players playing in their smaller team, your under whatever, and just keep them there? Because I don't think that teams that can afford to stockpile players are just gonna all of a sudden and say we're not gonna stockpile players when this rule or this new regulation isn't going to actually prevent them from stockpiling players. If anything, it's just gonna prevent them players from being on loan and actually getting game time and actually increasing their skill set or getting the experience by actually playing against top competition. But it's not going to really address the issue that I think it's there for. Hoarding players, right? Stockpiling players, right? But this is just players on loan and not players actually on the team, players actually on the squad, player actually on the books. So you can still have, to my knowledge, a lot of players on the books and on your team and with the team, a representative of the team. But with the new rule or regulation, they just wouldn't be able to be on loan for the requirements, some of the requirements that I just pointed out, or some of the things that I just mentioned. With there's a limit on how long, and then if they're under 21, they're probably exempt, and if they're over 21, yeah. I get it, the spirit of the deal. I get the spirit of the proposal. But do I think it's going to work? No. Do I think that teams will find a way, clubs will find a way to get over this? Yes. Do I think is there going to be some unintended consequence that we haven't recognized yet, that someone that's smarter than FIFA, smarter than everyone, basically the smartest person in the room, do I believe and think that they figured out a way to get over? Yes. But hey, we will see. Only time will tell, and we have some time, assuming this gets rectified, assuming this gets passed. But hey, I'm not holding my breath. Are you? Do you think this is gonna work? Do you think this has a chance? Do you think big teams, big clubs can find a way to get over this? Or does it even matter? Does it even matter? You know what to do. You know what to do, so do it.